Rams tried to shop Cooper Kupp. We heard about this around Super Bowl time, that he announced, I'm going to be on the trade block. Still love the Rams, but I'm going to be out. And the Rams tried their best to find a taker, but nobody wanted to pick up the $20+ million on the 30-year-old, often injured now wide receiver Cooper Kupp, and they will cut him. There's a lot of, the NFL salary cap and how they designate these things, pre-June 1, post-June 1. Feels like they can cut the BS in that, right? Like, is there really that big of a designation? Because
we're going to release you today, but it's not actually going to happen until June 2nd.
Yeah, they can say, hey, we're releasing him with a post-June 1 designation. And so the same thing happens. Like, he can go and find a new team. He just can't sign a deal until June 2nd. They should get rid of that.
Yeah.
And what they should do is, because the reason why you would do it, a pre and post June 1 cut, is a pre-June 1 cut would mean that they have to, the Rams that is, have to pay the $20+ million that he is owed against the cap in 1 year.
22.2.
A post-June 1 designation means that they split it in half. So instead of creating $7.5 million in salary cap space this year, they would create $15 million. It's all very dumb.
Yes, and the actual cap hit goes down to 14.7. So they still end up paying quite a bit, but the cap savings itself. So even though that the number isn't as much,
well, it's spread out over 2 years.
Yeah, it's funky, but. I'm surprised they couldn't find anybody to figure that out. Like, is Cooper Kupp worth exactly that number? Maybe. Well, if you squint,
he's got to be healthy and he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And that's a problem when you have a 31-year-old receiver. The only difference with Cooper Kupp, though, is that he's a guy that is quick and he's an explosive receiver, but not in the way that most guys really break down, which are the first step downfield bursters, right? Cooper Kupp will have a lot of value. The thing that is great for him, though, is now he can pick and choose his situation, and that helps a guy out a ton when it comes to, all right, what place can I go where maybe they don't need to rely on me the same way the Rams did, right?
Yeah,
the volume won't have to be there as
Cooper
much.
Kupp, the number 2 wide receiver, is
dangerous.
Pretty nice.
So, where does he go? And he can sign any deal he wants now. He can do the hometown, like he can go, I'm going to play real cheap because I want to win and I want to chase rings. He could go to Kansas City. He very easily could go to Kansas City and sign a veteran minimum deal a la DeAndre Hopkins last year.
Hey, remind me again, have the Kansas City Chiefs done anything recently that would allow for them to have more room?
Well, they did. Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones restructured their deals, opened up $49.5 million in cap space. That is in order to sign the guys that they're bringing in free agency. They still need to create more salary cap space, and they created $49.5 million. Wow. Yeah, right? That's crazy. But he could go to Kansas City. He could go to Seattle is a team that is being brought up in the Cooper Kupp conversation because of obviously the big changeover that they've had. They're one of the favorites right now. They just got Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Okay, they have JSN, and obviously Sam Darnold needs help. And Cooper Kupp being the underneath guy, MVS can be your downfield guy. He had actually a short time with Clint Kubiak this past year in New Orleans. He actually had a pretty decent season for what they were asking him to do, which was be the downfield guy, right? Stretch.
And if you're talking Seahawks, the Seahawks are obviously familiar with Cooper Kupp being in division, and they understand what he is and what he can do and what limitations are. And
you want to sell some tickets?
It's not a bad idea.
Bring the hometown guy home. Well, home state guy home. But I think if you're looking at best fits, Devontae Adams, Ladd McConkey, Cooper Kupp in L.A. Doesn't have to move, can play for cheap, gets Justin Herbert as his quarterback, and good luck defending that.
Yeah.
Because then you have the two underneath guys. Like, And everybody was saying, well, how do the Rams do it with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp? It's
They did.
so damn hard. It's called mesh. You run
Yeah.
both of them across the formation, and they go shoulder to shoulder, and you go, oh, no, we have to pick.
Mhm.
It could be frightening there. Chicago, you add him and you put him in a role where you have DJ Moore, you have Roma Dunze, you have now Cooper Kupp in the middle with Caleb Williams being able to throw short.
He takes the Keenan Allen role, which, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of choices for Cooper Kupp. But then there's also teams that are wide receiver needy that have a lot of money. A lot of the New England Patriots.
Patriots and Raiders both still have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even after everything the Raiders have done, this is factoring in Geno's extension being roughly $40 million. They still have $30 million to work with.
There's going to be a lot of teams that should kick the tires
Yeah.
and push in for Cooper Kupp.
And not only that, he's one of the most low-maintenance wide receivers in the league. That has to also factor into this. Like, do you want to bring a guy like Stephon Diggs is still out there? And talent-wise, Diggs is there, but it comes with all of the other stuff.
Nope.
Cooper Kupp, the stuff that you're worrying about is him getting a little long in the tooth and being a little bit more injury-prone. But locker room guy, character guy, on the field, off field, like you know what he is and what he can give you week in, week out, as long as he's healthy.
I would want Cooper Kupp on my team.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't care the injury history, the age, all of it. You know, if
particularly if the money's right,
it is all about whatever he wants. And like this texter says, Cowboys with CD, Cowboys haven't done jack squat. They actually just traded for a corner to Buffalo today. That's what, and I think they signed a long snapper.
Yeah, them and the Saints have done next to nothing.
Well, the Saints can't.
They did sign Juwan Johnson back, so look at that.
Yeah. That cap hold was already there, and he's coming back pretty cheap for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Cooper Kupp now being a free agent, watch that name, and the odds are going to start coming out on where he's going to land as people start garnering the intel on what he's looking for. That's the biggest thing, though, with him. What is Cooper Kupp looking for? Is he looking to go and chase a ring? If he wants to go and get another ring, he can go and do that.
If he wants to get paid,
if he wants to get paid, and that changes dramatically where he's going. He could be going to Vegas or New England, or he could be going to, whether it is Washington or it is L.A. and staying in L.A. and just playing for the Chargers, going to Chicago, Kansas City as well.
How are the Patriots? How are you guys doing right now on your white guy wide receivers?
Oh, man.
You guys need one, don't you?
Look.
Isn't the quota low?
You always in New England can have room for some white wide receivers, but I don't think we have any.
Say you got Mac. That was the big signing you guys had.
Demario Douglas, Keyshawn Boutte, Kendrick Bourne. What's up, Milwaukee?
There you go.
Eastern Washington guy too.
Oh, there you go.
Kendrick and Kupp, Jalen Polk. Yeah, no.
You need an exciting white.
Yeah. I mean, no. John Giles, Jaquay Jackson. No. Could happen.
There you go.
Could happen. All right. So Cooper Kupp on the move. It's weird in my gut. I feel like it's either going to be Seattle or the Chargers. And I can't really. That's just a gut feel.
No. I mean, that's how I felt with Bosa going to the Bills. It's just like it just makes too much sense.
We'll talk about that. That's a big one for him.